When I set out to run for city council, I really ran because based on who I am. You know, my background in the city, in City Hall, in the budget office, and on the community board. So for me, when people were, even the consultants during the campaign, trying to put sort of the usual labels on things, it was hard to label me because I'm not, you know, an independent running against whatever. I'd like to see government serve its real purpose to help with affordable housing, to make sure there's enough money for the public schools so every kid can get a fair, you know, and equal education. Making sure that, you know, our seniors are protected as they get older and their families leave them. You know, what's the community doing to step up and make sure that they have the services they need? So this campaign was always about my innate interest in serving the public. You know, I've been a public servant for 20 years, and what I would bring to the office. We found that in the house parties that we had, people walked in with a certain view of what a candidate might talk about, and at the end of the talk and answering questions, people always said, wow, you know, I came here thinking that you would be a certain way, but you know what you're talking about. You know, you have been in our community for a long time and worked on these issues, and yeah, it would be good to have somebody who understands the city's budget on the city council. Really, this race was more about, was simply the race that I always wanted to run, and we never veered from that. So it didn't matter who else was going to be in the race, whether it was going to be somebody who had different platforms and agendas. You know, those people we always knew would run their race, whoever they were. But this was always going to be the race that I would run. For years, we've had a budget dance that ends up with cutting services to women and children in need, to after-school programs, to social service programs. And the way I can be helpful on the city council is to stop that from happening. You know, when we talk about economic development and what we're investing city dollars in, are these the projects that really reflect my liberal values? Are they really investing in New Yorkers who need government's help? We want to make sure that we're not investing or losing opportunities for revenues that are for the very wealthy and big corporations that don't need government to survive. Luxury real estate developers, they don't need government's help, right? Somebody who is in public school, the point of government is so we have a good public education for every citizen. That's not happening now. I can add value to the council by identifying those places where we're spending money or giving tax breaks to people who really shouldn't have them, and instead have the money to do the things that as progressives or liberals we talk about, you know, to expand affordable housing, to stabilize the middle class. That's what I'm excited to be able to do. The responsibility of being one voice of 51 members to help choose a speaker is a responsibility I take very seriously, and I'm excited to have a voice in it. Again, I would want to apply sort of these same guiding principles of trying to find a way to make the process for selecting a speaker more public, more transparent. There are some rules changes that I think a new speaker should be talking about to make sure that the next city council is one where more members can have a voice. And I'm excited to spend the next few months meeting the people who want to be speaker and learning about their commitment to, I guess, what's termed as the Progressive Caucus.